And we're back for the semifinals. This time it's going to be Carbon EU versus Team Oxygen. I'll take it away for Team Oxy. We have B certified. Look at all those master skins, guys. B certified on the Kwong. We have Leighton rocking the Grux. Marty Rivia on the Master Decker, and I Cameron is going to be out on the Master Murdoch. Talkflit, last one of the team, but not the least, Master Gadget.
And we have Twin Blast with Undead Pilot, Rustress on the Greystone, Shaden on the Narbash, Yo Mikey on the Howitzer, and Blood Mordius on this Sevarog. I mean, it's going to be a sub. It's going to be a bit trickier for Carbon. It's going to be someone they haven't been necessarily scrimming with or playing with. So I'm interested to see how this game will go out. Both teams, again, same start. They're going to place their wards. They're going to rebuy their items. And we're going to be looking at a pretty stable beginning again, except for this lane swap. It looks like they've done a lane swap here.
We have a lane swap. We do have a lane swap. What is going on?
Both teams kind of expecting this. So both teams have a lane swap going as well. So this is a bit of sort of countering the counter sort of thing. I don't know if they were intentionally looking for.
So we have the dual lane and the off lane for both sides.
Yep.
That is so weird.
I think it was more of the fact that Oxygen were expecting the lane swap, so they did a lane swap themselves. But as we can see here, look, this is Decker, and they're going to get killed. They're both. Early aggression here from Team Oxygen into the enemy jungle.
They've been talking smack to each other for the past little while, so they're going to come right out of the gate on this one and completely show a little bit of face on how to get these things done. Tower now being pressured over in the left lane against B certified, and that's going to be Undead Pilot and Shadon doing the pressuring on that one. B certified on the Kwong, not able to really do a whole lot against that. Over on the other side of the map, Rustra is taking a bit of poke from Leighton, I Cameron, and Marty Rivia as well. He's just going to have to walk right off that tower as it starts taking a whole lot of damage. 8 minions on top of that one. Could see more tower damage than definitely wanted or expected out of that one. Leighton now bringing the smash and grab to do a little damage onto the minion wave. But tower might, if they stuck to that, that tower could go down. That tower will go down. First tower will be secured 3 minutes into the game in favor of Team Oxygen. It's huge.
Incredibly strong. They can get this tower before the river buff spawned. And in the meantime, Talkflit had been pushed out of lane by Mikey. So Mikey's been able to just sit here and farm in the meantime. So he's gotten a bit of an advantage there. Undead Pilot and Shaden are looking to do the same thing, but without the big minion wave and with Cert being allowed to clear these minions, don't think they're going to be able to get the same tower back.
One thing you said that kind of keyed into how big that is. Tower went down before river buff spawns. That's like, that means something, right? That says a lot. We have Blood Mordius now going for the subjugate on B certified. He's getting completely blown up. Will not be able to get away. Undead Pilot will be the one to secure that kill. Blood Mordius does manage to walk away, even though he was tanking tower. Red buff coming into play definitely for that one. So that's going to be another pickup, or an equal pickup for the other team.
It's a one-for-one trade, and card points are still looking fairly straightforward. Undead Pilot has a bit more of an advantage because he's been allowed to sit and farm, whereas because Oxygen pushed that tower really hard, Rustress can now sit here near his tier 2, fairly safe, and farm, and it forces Oxygen to now rotate their carry elsewhere to try and get some CXP there. So they're going to rotate him into his normal lane right now, which is going to be alright. But it means that these offlaners, Kwang is uncertified, now forced to jungle for a bit.
Yeah, because that lane... So this does actually work in favor of Rustress, for better or worse, right?
I mean, I suspect they're going to still be fairly equal, because that jungle is going to give quite a lot into that link, which is going to help sort of certified not fall behind.
And we also see the Undead Pilot will not be able to get the gold buff on his side of the map. So we could see some maybe CP advantage coming out in favor of iCameron on this front here.
I mean, it's going to be tricky for them to get that gold buff as well, because if the lane is pushing against them with Undead and Shaden constantly being the aggressors right now, they can't risk going for it because they can get collapsed upon.
Also, nothing too crazy.
Leighton is going to try and grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Go for a sneaky gank is what I'm hoping for right now. Under the vision, in lane potentially, but I'd really expect Carbon to be keeping track of this right now.
Yeah. Does Mikey know he's there? He does not. Leighton trying to go maybe edge up just a little bit, waiting for his time. He's still got about 20 seconds left on that purple buff right now. They're now standing beside each other.
I can hear the
There goes Leighton. Does not get the smash and grab off. Leighton is going to apply a little bit of damage to the double pane. Yo and Mikey going to ult it right out of there, and he's going to be safe. Ulting or ganking a howitzer is such a hard thing to do.
Yeah, you have to really time your spells. You have to play around his ultimate quite heavily. But when this is the thing, I love the purple buff. It's just like, especially when people are not paying attention too much to it, it's the best because you can just get into positions you wouldn't ever be able to get into normally. And it's kind of like I kind of have the Jaws music running in my head, like as they get closer and closer to try and get that kill while being in stealth. Especially like a Sevrog with the ultimate, just sitting there, just waiting to ult the one or two people into their own team.
Something interesting we're definitely seeing now is that tower going down for Rustris is actually working in his favor. He's a whole level ahead of B Certified right now. B Certified just hitting 5 while Rustris was already there just a minute ago. He's about to be level 6, so he's going to go into the jungle. He's going to be able to farm that safe without worrying about taking tower damage if he chooses to actually pick up a jungle camp. The option is there, and he also has the gold buff available to him if he wants that one as well.
Now, again, Rustris is going to be able to do, like you were mentioning, is going to be ahead. But if you look at total card points, Undead Pilot is sitting at 11 still. He's still the furthest ahead purely because of that early kill he got.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Creep's not providing as much, mainly due to the link. So he's allowed to do that. And we're going to be seeing the wet noodle fight of the century right now between Sir and Rustris.
The wet noodle fights, they're back! They haven't gone away!
Kind of just hitting each other, not really doing much. No one able to kill the other ones, that are just trying to hit creeps right there.
We are seeing both teams start to try and rotate, maybe get some advantages out there when possible. Leighton sitting there in the jungle right now, just, farming up, doing what he can. He is sitting on he's got his Guardian's Ward, he's got his Scythe. Chose for the Scythe instead of the Siphon. I see a lot of people over in A saying the Siphon is better. The Siphon is the better pick because the health regen is definitely helpful. May see a bit of a counter gank here as Undead Pilot and Shadon do get overextended. Marty even jumps on them. They are going to pick up the kill on to Shadon. He gets shat on. I've been waiting like 2 weeks to use that. As Narbash goes down. Leighton picks that kill up. We do have Sevrog over in the mid lane, maybe running towards top split. Will not be the case. Gonna go over there and start securing those river buffs, which will be spawning in 10 seconds.
Yeah, the river buffs are just spawning now for me. Now, Blood manages to get the purple. Again, Sevrog is probably makes the best use of it. Sevrog and Howard, so people with displacement, I think make the best use of it. Sevrog can get his ultimate from an ideal position if they don't expect it, but they should have a timer right now. See, Oxygen should have the timer on this stealth buff. They should know exactly when it's going to run out because it's a set time. You can see it being taken as well.
Oh, he knows he's there. He places the ward. Blood Morty is now invisible and, maybe a little poked out. They were standing right beside each other, giving him a little bit of a ghost hug, but that friendship ended very, very quickly. Greystone and Kwong were over there maybe trying to apply a little pressure to each other. Shadon goes in and gets a thunk on Leighton. There's the R2000 rocket to poke Leighton out. He's taking a whole lot of damage, almost half his health in that one rocket. Howitzer flexing that muscle that he has in Monolith meta. That rocket hurts, man.
It really does do a lot of damage, especially at this point of the game. I mean, all points of the game, to be honest. That rocket is probably the most oppressive in-lane ability to deal with because of how fast it is. It's similar to like the Gideon Q. It can just completely push you out of that lane along with the mine, and puts you in such a horrible position you don't ever want to be in a lot of the time.
It's like when you see it, you're like, okay, cool, I'm back in lane, I'm healthy, howitzer rocket. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, just give me a second to heal up, lick my wounds. So teams did have a little bit of tension going on in the green jungle on the blue side of the map, but there was no real engagement, just a little bit of farm steal, nothing too crazy outside of that one. Undead Pilot is sitting on a green buff right now, so he could definitely use that in his advantage if he gets ganked or if he wants to be offensive. He has a nice 325 hit point shield sitting on top of his head right now.
It's probably going to run out incredibly soon. It doesn't last too long. Yeah, as I just said it runs out.
Oh, yeah, there it goes right now. And we are seeing that 10-minute stalemate right now. You know, after that 10-minute mark, you want to be careful what you do to make sure you don't overthrow or overextend too much. So we're seeing that really awkward point in the game start to surface. Marty Rivia and iCameron do get poked a little bit by the Twin Blast grenades. Meanwhile, over in the solo lane, Be Certified and Rustress, they're not even worrying about each other, just sitting in the other person's farm or the other person's minion wave and just farming each other up. Rustress does have
tricky. It's a pretty tricky lane to even remotely get a kill. Rustress has 2 health bars, so and
Be Certified, he does have the black buff.
Certified can just tether Rustress and walk away, so it's kind of like they know they can't really kill each other. So there's no point in even trying.
Just mutual agreement. You farm, I farm. Sounds good. That's all that we're gonna do. River buffs do get secured by Carbon. Blood Mortis is gonna pick up the red buff. As it stands, he's looking to maybe get an invasion off that is warded, and he is on a ward. They're gonna see if anything can happen here, but they're just all kind of looking at each other, hanging out.
I mean, if this match is looking to stall out for quite a long time, in terms of scalings, Carbon have a really strong scaling comp, but purely because of Sevarog. You can't underestimate. If he can get to 200 stacks, about 43 CXP right there on his spells.
Oh God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's all on his spells though. It's not on his basic attacks. It's ability power specific that he gets. But it's still a lot. It's a lot of health. He's going to be hitting sort of the 2k mark in health, especially if he goes sort of the more tanky build, which I expect him to be doing. So I don't know. It's going to be a really tricky match, and Blood might be caught here.
Ooh, he's walking by the Raptors, and Marty Ruby gets the stun off. There is the ultimate. Blood now caught in with the gadget ult, and iCameron, long arm of the law from T1 on left side of the map does pick up that kill. Blood Mortius does get himself caught out, and that is gonna hurt. That was a little painful. They did use what, 2-3 ultimates to get that Blood Mortius though?
A kill's a kill right now, because any sort of slight advantage you can get right now is crucial. Those couple of extra points, the extra bonus bits of damage. Rush just on his back grabs that Honor of the Pure at 15 points already, so they're going to be trying to get a fight here.
And they do engage towards the Greystone. They're also going to try and secure those river buffs when possible. Be Certified will walk away. Rush just not even really going to... No one's going to bother engaging on a Greystone at this point in the game. Like, he's pretty farmed up. He's got his passives. He's got Honor of the Pure. He's got a healing token too, so just leave him alone, let him farm, I guess. You're going to waste a lot of effort trying to get him down.
Yeah, it's going to be... Rustress, again, has been allowed to just sit here and farm for a lot of the game. He's sitting at 16 points, still a little bit behind, but equal with, in comparison to like Sir, he's still doing okay. I mean, looking at builds, we see Honor of the Pure starting to appear for both sides as well.
And we now have Shadon using the Crash Bang Boom. He's going to get a kill and help Undead Pilot secure that one on to iCameron. He will go down. Unfortunate for Team Oxygen. Over in the mid lane, something going on as well as Blood Mortius tries to pick up a gank onto Toxlit. Will not be the case. Just barely getting out as she throws out the sticky bomb. So we have a lot of things starting to happen all at once in the game. Leighton now seeing what he can do to pick up maybe even a double kill over in the left lane. He's going to wait until Shadon and Undead Pilot get closer to the tower. The tower does go down, but this could mean disaster for the team. And there goes Leighton picking up the kill onto Shadon. Undead Pilot will be the one to get away. He's starting to chase now onto Marty Rivia, who just walks right into Blood Mortius, gets siphoned and subjugated. That's going to be the pickup. Undead Pilot's going to clear out the wave, the ward on that one, and they're going to start pressuring mid lane. So there's a bit of a 5-minute bout of nothing, followed by 2 minutes of everything and all over the place.
Yeah, it's kind of what happens. Both teams are kind of just waiting to see an opportunity, and Blood again might be caught out right here.
And the team is going to engage on that one. Blood Mortius will walk out with Rustress protecting him. Cameron throws out the mine to prevent the team from going near the tower once again. So they're going to clear that one out. On a side note, guys, if you haven't checked out the Matcherino, make sure you do. Admins, can you plug it? Plug that Matcherino in chat for us. I don't know the commands too
Yeah, these
well
players
enough.
deserve everything. They've been working their asses off all week long, scrimming countless and it all goes to them. We're all just hosting it for them. We're giving them a platform to show what these guys are capable of. And as we've seen, both these teams have been playing incredibly well. Synergy, Nexus, the Bro Down, Team America, everyone's playing amazingly.
And the Matcherino is currently sitting at $600, guys. $600. That's huge. Big old pot. So the teams will definitely benefit from that one. You don't have to donate a lot, just a little bit, a couple bucks. That's all you got to do. And then we'll get a nice big fat prize pot going for the winners of the tournament, which we will see today in the finals.
Yeah, it should be incredibly great match in the finals. The winner of this best of 3, I'm hoping puts up a really strong fight against Nexus, who looks incredibly strong, taking out the Russian team. And
oh, Blood Mortius not even caring about the tower. He goes right under it and completely makes Gadget his own. And he also turns around again, and there goes Leighton getting picked up, and that is going to be Blood Mortius down, but it's worth, as Leighton and Toxlet do go down from a one-man tower dive. Russ just running in now, going to help out take the rest of that tower. Not even going to worry about taking damage from the Murdoch or the Decker. That is going to go down tier 1 in favor of Team Carbon.
Meanwhile, Undead Pilot sitting in that lane, just farming away, farming, sitting at 28 card points. He is rolling ahead right now in terms of CXP in comparison to everyone else. He's got that brand of the eye with the early get the 15% lifesteal with the double micro nuke, so he can just sit in there, and keep healing himself up, keep farming, no need to back that often, and can just rotate whenever his team needs him, which at the moment, because they got that 2-for-1, he was able to just get that advantage from the farm.
This split push is working out in their favor right now, especially with Twin Blast being as late game as he is. Like, he was late game. Oh, there is the tether onto Undead Pilot. He's stuck. Team is starting to chase on him as he's trying to get out, hopping away. Carbon is going to do what they can to also roll out, but they are going to just make sure he does get out, and he does. May see an engagement going on in the mid lane now as they just jumped onto Undead Pilot. That could have been really scary. If Kwang had ulted, it could have been a definite kill. And there he goes, throws the sword, lands the tether, and the ultimate. Yo and Mikey uses the Make It Rain to try and persuade or dissuade the enemy team from getting on the tower. They're trying to get on top of it while they can. They need to do something here. Oh, there is Blood Mortius, the big subject on Toxlet, and Leighton once again. Gadget ultimate goes down, but it's not going to be enough as they do pick up a kill onto Toxlet. Leighton now caught it, no help. There's the Siphon, and Yo and Mike is going to use the auto attack to pick up a kill. That's going to be a double kill for Yo and Mikey. Big advantage for the House. Those rockets are going to start to really hurt right now.
Yeah, Undead Pilot getting caught at the beginning of that engagement made it incredibly tricky for Carbon to do much more there. He was too low health for them to even try taking a fight. He's their main source of damage right now, being so far ahead. And I mean, you can just even see it, like Blood Mortius using that route, that subjugate, just got such a strong advantage in the team. They're going to be able to secure these Raptors, probably with no contention.
And that's going to swing Undead Pilot really far ahead, man. That's going to be big.
He can already tank them with the lifesteal that he has, so they should be able to just take this for free. Oxygen gonna want to try and stop this, but they don't have the team members right now.
They won't be there in time. Decker's going to throw out the stun ball to maybe try and secure one of them. Not going to be the case. The Raptor does go back to full health as the team is starting to engage onto Blood Mortius. There's B certified with the Kwang ult. It will hit the Sevarog, but nothing else. Shadon now going in with the crash bang boom. It will be canceled by the Decker wall. He might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the smash and grab from Leighton, and Tokflit will pick up the kill onto the Narbash. B certified throwing out the Kwang sword, does manage to get a tether onto Rustris. They are grouping around the Greystone, who uses his ultimate for the first time in the game. Blood Mortius going around the back and managed to get a big kill onto Decker. Undead Pilot's going to pick up Leighton, and that is going to be a nice, big, fat pickup for Team Carbon, bringing that lead ever so slightly far ahead, inch by inch, every second they get the chance.
Yeah, again, Undead Pilot just being able to just sit there and farm, get a kill here or there, sits him at a comfortable 34 card points. He is still really far ahead. He's going to be the main issue for Team Oxygen right now. They need to have a solid way of being able to take him out of fights. I suspect if Undead Pilot does grab a Blink Charm, which I suspect he will be grabbing soon, it's going to be incredibly tricky for Oxygen to be able to take him out of these fights in the next couple of minutes, I suspect.
And we are how are builds looking right now? We haven't talked about builds in a while, and we do have a lot of card points being dished out in the past minute or two, so be interesting to see how those ones are playing out.
Now, nothing really sort of special. I mean, if you turn pretty standard builds, Shaden's got in that Tune Barrier, Template, just sort of standard Narbash armor. Blood Mortius grabbing that Thorn Dreamweave for some ability armor to be able to survive, along with a little bit of health. The Honor of the Pure on Certified, along with Rustris. Both the Bruisers are playing it before the supports even have gotten it, because they're going to be on the front lines. They just want that little extra bit of survivability. I'd like to see when Martin Vivian does get his own Honor of the Pure, which I suspect he will be getting. But he's elected to go for his own sort of survivability in terms of Tune Barrier and Template, which I also really quite like.
And so people who are just tuning in, this is, and you're not too sure what's going on here, this is the PCS. So this is the Paragon community's European answer to the competitive scene. A lot of people from these teams you're watching play decided to get together. They wanted to make the team for themselves so they can play on their own servers, not worry about the ping, have the Russians get in, and, you know, have their own little community tournament. We are seeing Tokflit go down to Blood Mortius as he's getting knocked around by the ultimate. Shadon goes in to try and peel. Will not be the case, not getting any significant damage off. And that will be a nice pickup once again for Carbon, starting to really pull their lead ahead. Leighton brings in a big smash and grab, hits it on Blood Mortius, does not manage to land the clap, so he will just dive out of there. This could be Tower B certified, walking right into the enemy team, goes for the ult, managed to hit it onto who matters, which is the Twin Blast. Eye Cannon from across the map will use the long arm of the law to pick that one up. The team is re-engaging onto Carbon. Rustris loses his ultimate once again. B certified using the Honor of the Pure to absorb the damage for his team. Rustris trying to jump out will not be the case. Eye Cannon picks up another kill once again. So we see Oxygen in a little bit of trouble, but they're stubborn and not out of the fight just yet.
They're going to be able to grab this tier 1 tower, potentially even a tier 2 with this big wave. I really like the fact that Oxygen, even though they were behind, they saw an opportunity and just went for it straight away. Extremely aggressive pick, and they did what their combo was meant to do. You saw the Cameron certified stacking their ultimates on top of Undead Pilot and just removing him from that fight, which is exactly what they had planned, I suspect, with this composition.
So yeah, that was definitely a nice turnaround for Team Oxygen.
Even so, Undead is still ahead in terms of card points. He's now got that Blast Harness. He's got that crit bonus now in his deck as well.
That's gonna hurt.
So he's hitting that. He's hit that point in the game where he's going to be turned on in terms of power right now. He's going to be getting that crit bonus. He's going to be outputting a lot more DPS in comparison to that previous fight.
Oh, Blood Mortius! Oh, he kicks it up. Blood Mortius in the off lane, walking right into B Certified, managed to burn him down. He almost gets him dead, and B Certified gets protected by the Murdoch. But the long-range Subjugate will pick up the last hit on the Kwang just a second ago. Cameron doing what he can to try and burn down Blood Mortius will not be enough, but the team is looking to invade into the jungle to see if they can pick it up. If they get that green buff, it will be a nice little consolation prize for having their teammate go down. They do manage to get it. It goes on to Talkflit. They also burn out the Amber Link. Definitely important. I definitely like the solution to the Harvesters in Monolith. Harvesters were definitely important on paper, but they weren't able to translate into anything super meaningful, and they were awkward to use. So now we have the Amber Link, which is the Harvester, but more streamlined, more beneficial, and it definitely makes more sense. So when you clear that jungle out, you're going to give yourself, your whole team, up to 800 CP, which is big. You don't even have to go pick it up, just there. And it's also shallow in the jungle, right? So if you want to invade it, you're not overcommitting yourself to go a whole lot. And we're seeing Russ just do that right now. He goes onto the Amber Link, try and taking a little bit of CP out of that. You don't get much for doing it, but you are denying resources from the enemy team, and that could be huge if you stick to it consistently enough.
Yeah, it can deny like a card level here or there, which can be the difference between an upgraded card with the full bonus and a non-fully upgraded card, which I really, really enjoy. So now, Barrier of Will, again coming out from Mikey. He's going to grab his team that shield. Really liking that pickup at this point in the game. And again, Rush's going for sort of a tanky build with this Bright Steel Plate. He's driving some crit on Greystone. So it's going to be a crit Greystone build with some armor. It's a bit of a hybrid mix. He's going to be trying to do as much damage as he possibly can in the late game. I suspect when his crit turns online, when he gets more of that percentage later on.
It works. Crit Greystone's a thing now.
It's incredibly strong.
Yeah, everyone who was building all those wacky things in the lower elo on Legacy is laughing now because their builds are meta.
I mean, I tried Crit Decker. Doesn't work as well as you'd hope. Even on this map. Oh, Crit Decker, man. You need to be a special kind of person to pull that one off. Like, that is a whole new world of, like, talented at this game. Yeah, I quite like the build. It gives him a bit of everything, but sort of, it's kind of like great at everything. Master of what's the phrase? Master of none.
Yeah, the jack of all trades.
Yeah.
We do have the Team Carbon trying to push down some tower damage onto the T2 in the mid lane, but not gonna be the case. Howard's just gonna do what he can to peel off that. Yo, I'm Mikey hurting real bad right now as he gets subjugated and ulted. He's just barely alive, sitting at only 60 health. Got out of there with less than 60 health. They use the Honor the Pure from the Greystone, or maybe even the Decker. Yeah, they both have one right now.
That was incredibly well played from Marty. That long range stun, you can just see the power of their competition. If they can get one stun on someone,
we're seeing a lot of skirmishes go out now. Blood Mortius is getting picked off in the jungle by the enemy team, and he does get Decker ulted. So they are now going to try and follow up. There is the crash bang boom onto Cameron, who bounces back the Narbash for his own life as they're chasing him down. Undead Pilot managed to pick up a kill on Leighton, starting to flex those Twin Blast guns. That nice, brand new, sexy Spec Ops Twin Blast. Cameron being chased down by the enemy team. Will it be enough? They're going to try and use the new Twin Blast ultimate to get him out, but he's going to walk out. They're both so low, and Rustress going on top of the tower. How much health? Cameron sitting at less than 40. So that's twice we've had two people just barely walk away.
They've been back and forward all game long. Both teams trying to get an advantage. None of the tier 2s are down still. Raptors are still up. Both teams are sitting at pretty stable card points. I mean, Yo, Mikey, and Undead are really ahead right now with all the kills they've been fed, and those are the main two targets for Oxygen right now. The Oxygen are struggling, to be honest, on their carries. Cameron's sitting on 39 points compared to Undead, who's on 48. So it's a huge difference there. So it's gonna, I don't know, it's tricky to call right now. But it's been so many back and forth. It's gonna be executions right now.
We're seeing a Prime coming out of Team Oxygen. They're going straight on the Prime, and the question is, do they know about it? They do. They have Narbash walking in. Narbash breaking up the party. He will get completely blown up by Team Oxygen. iCamera picking up the kill on that one, and we're seeing the rest of the team follow up and doing what they can. A lot of stuns going out. There's a big double root on Blood Mortis, who then blinks in and gets a big hammer onto iCamera. And Undead Pilot's going to pick up the kill onto Be Certified as well. That was dirty. That was dirty!
That, everyone, is called the Insect from League.
The old Insect.
Where you just blink and knock them back into your own team. And it's incredibly well played from Blood to do that as well. It's not the easiest to do, even on Sevlog. I mean, you have to be able to time it perfectly, make sure they don't have a blink as well.
And there is Marty Rivia going to bring an ultimate out as Russ just takes a lot of damage. He's going to use his ultimate. He's going to get stunned out as well down lane. Gadget's going to drop the Tesla Dome to secure the kill onto the Greystone, but they're going to lose the tower in the process. Layton bringing a big smash and grab on the low Blood Mortis. Undead Pilot now taking extra damage too. iCamera's going to secure that one with the long arm of the law, picking it up with the big Murdoch ultimate. Yo and Mikey, the last one on the team alive. Shadon just respawning now, going into lane. He's going to look to secure the red buff, and he's going to knock it out just a wee bit as Yo and Mike picks it up. They should look to maybe clear a ward or two if possible. Not going to be the case. Oh, yeah, clearing out ward by Prime Pit. Smart move, because they could probably pick this up.
It looks like Carbon has the advantage in the fights, but I think they just push too hard every single time. They overextend just that little bit, and then Oxygen instantly recognizes they can win that fight, which is incredibly well played by Oxygen, because in all intents and purposes, Carbon should be the ones pressuring right now. They should be the ones with the advantage, but Oxygen can see that slight gap where they can just sneak in a kill. And it just stops the game from being able to conclude for either team right now.
We're now seeing a counter push going on in the T2 against Team Ox, against Carbon EU, and they are not going to secure either a kill or a tower. Both of them are going to walk away relatively scot-free. Minion waves on the side lanes are pushing, so that could be there. Undead Pilot's going to walk right into that fat minion wave of like 15 minions. So that's going to be some extra juicy farm for the already fed Twin Blast.
Yeah, he's sitting at 53 points. He's got the blink as well. So that wave is just going to supplement him. He's going to just probably push it out. One more wave after that, rotate with his team. Get some vision in the enemy jungle, because they want to fight around this orb. This is the way they're going to try and win this game. They're going to either bait the orb or take it. But they don't have any other real way to tower dive. It's going to be really tricky to tower dive against the Quang, Grux, Gadget. They can just clear the waves incredibly well.
And as we were talking before, guys, we have Undead Pilot now taking on to the Raptor while possible. Marty Rivia and Blood Morty sitting right beside each other. They do know he's there because there is a ward nearby, so they're going to just poke him away and get out of there. Get out of my jungle is essentially what they're saying on that one. But about the PCS, this one's an invitational. And the idea behind that was it was a brand new tournament. We wanted to get all our P's and Q's dotted, make sure everything's all smooth so the next one can run smoothly. But the next one's going to be open. So if you want to compete in the PCS, you are completely capable of doing it for the next one. We're going to have an open tournament, open signups. If you're NA, you can also join up. You just need to be aware that you're probably going to be playing on the EU servers because it's an EU-focused tournament. And it's going to be
for
on
all
EU
the information,
times.
for all the information for these new tournaments, follow the Discords, follow the Twitter from below. If you guys hop on those, all the information will be posted online. There should be an announcement coming up in the next couple of weeks, in the next week or two, on what dates the tournaments are going to be held on.
Yeah, P's and Q's dotted, TJ. That's how we're doing it. I'm the guy with the microphone, okay? Whatever comes out of my mouth is just law.
And
we'll just accept it. Yeah,
it'll be okay. Look to be out of position. Carbon were trying to get a pick right there, but the mine from Mikey just sent into safety right there.
Yeah, so we're just seeing the team invade the jungle. They're going to go on Prime. Undead Pilot is going to be the one to tank that, which is also really awkward because they do have the lifesteal, so it does make sense, but I feel so weird being the tank and watching my ADC, you know, try and solo the friggin' thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky. They're both hovering this right now, and Undead is nearly down.
Yeah, Undead Pilot sitting about half health right now. There goes the Kwong to try and land on top of Undead Pilot, but will they secure the Prime? They do manage to get it. Undead Pilot's going to go down. Same with Blood Mortius to make sure that happens. It could be bad news bears as Yo and Mikey does pick up a kill on iCamera, but he goes down inside of the Decker Gadget Dome. And now Rustress running for his life. So they do get Prime, but at what cost? Greystone Ultimate is being bursted down, and now he's just running for his life as Team Oxygen's doing whatever they can to secure as many kills to negate the Prime's power that they can. He's going to just run through the Shadow Wall and back. They're not going to bother chasing him. Instead, they're going to go into mid lane onto the tier 2 and finally knock out, hopefully knock out those jump pads from Carbon, which could be a nice big swing for them.
The idea was nice from Team Carbon. That orb setup was correct, but their positioning is kind of all over the place, with only Undead having zero protection around that orb. So that he got destroyed right at the beginning and wasn't allowed to output most of their DPS. And he's at 60 points. He is